The sixth generation of perfection is on the way. If you've ever created a V-Series Glock so you could treat all of your customers like criminals and prevent the application of a rate modification device just to have the entire world meme on you and create FRTs and rate modification devices within a 48-hour period of launch, then go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. Today we're going to be discussing the potential of a Generation 6 Glock launch and what I would need to see to return to Glock and return to my Glock fanboy isms. If every single viewer right now were to hit the like button, that would help out this channel in more ways than I can even begin to possibly articulate. Leave your Combat Llama emojis down below, as we are a Combat Llama herd and a Combat Llama cult here, and let me know what you would need to see from Glock to return to your Glock fanboy antics. Like, would you like to see metal sights, etc.? So we have unconfirmed reports from Glock Store, that is an Instagram page and an organization that has reported unconfirmed reports from Glock, but widespread reports that the Generation 6 Glock will be launching within a week of filming this video. Why is that important to you? Well, that's important because the V-Series was a complete and utter fail. For those that have not been in the know, Glock is a $1.1 billion company that joined with anti-gun legislation in Oklahoma and California. They bent the knee and they canceled the sale of their Generation 3 through 5 combat and duty rated guns and created a V-Series Glock. V for Virgin, of course, that was to circumvent rate modification devices. But as you know and as I know, people created, the meme lords of the internet created FRTs and rate modification devices within a 48-hour period, thus making the Generation V Glock useless and a moot point. So why is this important? Well, it's important because Glock has lost a lot of confidence and a lot of their fan base in the past month or so. All of their trust that they've gained over 20 to 30 years has been lost. All of the law enforcement and military and civilian trust was basically lost overnight when they sided with anti-Second Amendment legislation in Oklahoma, California, and every town for gun safety. So what do I want to see? Well, I want you guys to post down below. What would you need to see from Glock to join in the Glock Gen 6 perfection bandwagon? What would you, the viewer right now, need to see from a Generation 6 gun to jump on that bandwagon? For me, these are the things that I would need to see, right? And again, thanks for sharing the video, making sure you're subscribed, doing all the silly YouTube stuff, leaving those llamas down below. And if we see, if the likes and the comments of llamas increase, I am considering doing a Combat Llama release of a patch at a reasonable, a low price, just to get a bunch of these Combat Llama patches out there in the wild. So let me know down below if you're interested in seeing this exact Combat Llama patch that we used so yeah, anyway. What I would need to see from a Glock Gen 6 would be an optics ready. When I say optics ready, I'm not talking MOS. I'm talking a RMR HD2 or an RMR or equivalent optic, the Aimpoint dot, the Aimpoint Acro 2, the new and improved, the COA. I would need to see a direct mounted 507 comp or RMR HD2 or the Aimpoint dot, the actual one that works, the one that just came out, the COA. I would need to see that direct mounted with appropriate specifications and a durable package, direct mounted to the slide. That would be point number one. Point number two, okay, assuming they can get that figured out and we're not using the MOS system anymore. Point number two would be the sights. I need metal sights. They don't even have to be night sights, but preferably metal night sights instead of the trash plastic sights, okay? So optics mounting is a must. The metal sights is a must. I wouldn't even say a different slide. I would say a modernized slide. Maybe a little bit of porting, and that's it, right? Maybe more lightning cuts in the slide near the muzzle end of the gun, but not too crazy of changes in the slide. Keep the slide basically 80% the same, but change the muzzle end of the slide. That way we can actually, use it as we are supposed to be using it, right? Let's move on. Another change that I would need to see, obviously keep the marksman barrel. The marksman barrel is a must because the marksman barrel was actually good. But what we need to see is the same Glock trigger, not the V-Series trigger, but the same Glock trigger, just in a more consistent pull. There was nothing wrong with the Gen 5 trigger, but if they could improve it, not even necessarily necessarily lighter, but a crisper trigger. Does that make sense? Think of a Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 or the Apex trigger on the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0. Think about that style of trigger. So a consistently crisp trigger would be what I would want to see. Don't flare the mag well or do anything stupid like that, okay? Basically, keep the slide release and the mag release the same. I don't even think it needs an ambidextrous slide release or mag release because I think all that stuff is stupid. Just put it on the side of the gun you're going to use. In an emergency, you can always rack it off something or rack it anyway. So the slide release and the mag release are fine. But basically, that's it. And it needs to be at a competitive price point, okay? The price point that they were previously listed at were extremely elevated. So what I would say is this: it needs to be at a competitive price point of the competition, okay? What else? That's really it. Basically, give me a better aim point dot direct mounted or a 507 comp from the factory. Like, I want to be able to go on and click Glock 17 or Glock 19 with that. Oh, last thing. The 43X size gun needs to come with a factory magazine that actually does what the Shield Arms magazine was supposed to do. Does that make sense? That actually has a standard capacity similar to what Sig Sauer has done with their P365 line. You need a standard capacity OEM mag from Glock that would be to bring the Glock 48 and Glock 43X series up to modern day. Okay, that's a big one that I forgot to list. But if they did all those things, then sure. And they stopped hanging out with Everytown for gun safety, that would be a major plus too. Stop turning your back on the Second Amendment and disarming people. That would be a pretty big deal. Anyway, but yeah, if Glock could do all those things, I think we'd be in a good spot. But you guys let me know what you think. Let me know, do you think the Gen 6 is actually going to come out? That's, like, I guess my first question. Is the Gen 6 actually going to come out? Part 2, what would you want to see to return to Glock? Part 3, do you want combat llama patches? Yes or no? Just, I'm not a big merch guy, but if you guys are super interested, it'd be cool to see a bunch of combat llama patches running around out in the wild. So let me know if that's a thing you want. And yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure you guys are going to the gym, going to the range, dry firing, doing all the stuff. Hit the like button on your way out. That does help out a ton. Thank you, seriously. Thank you so much for engaging with the video. It sounds silly, but every time you guys engage with the video, it tells a like-minded individual that has not found the channel yet to go check it out. So thank you so much for doing that. Share the video with a buddy. Make sure you're subscribed. And until next time, this is going to be Trench Grenade, the average. More Glock copium on the way. Video enjoyer that your mom says that we have it all. I'm signing out. Cheers.